and all these on that option. Get the mask on my face like a catch. Don't call my phone unless you tryna cop. I'll pull up and serve you well.
Welcome to LCameraTV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Room.com and wherever else. And guys, we got a lot to talk about. So the first thing we got to talk about is the horrible performance that we seen against the Buccaneers on Sunday. Then we got to talk about that. The second thing we got to talk about is a certain former quarterback of the Panthers doing pretty well. So then we got to talk about that. And finally, we got to talk about, are the Carolina Panthers tanking? So we got a lot to talk about today, guys. So let's get started. So the first thing we got to talk about is the Carolina Panthers losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And people are going to say I'm a hater of Teddy, but I'm not. It's just the truth. This man is not, he's a game manager and will not win you games. And the reason why I say that is because Teddy Bridgewater, towards the end of the game, in the second half usually, or towards the end of the game, late game situations, second half, he falls apart. Now, we were 17-all going in, mind you, and I knew this was going to happen. I called it, watch my live stream on Sunday, I called it. Before the halftime, I said, man, they give them too much time, they're going to score before the halftime, and then go into halftime tied up. Sure enough, they drove down the field, they scored before halftime, which was a horrible sign for us, right? So, boom, all right. They get the ball back. I think they drive down the field. We hold them to a field goal, right? Teddy gets the ball. Goes 3 and out, punches the ball off. Then they take a, well, I think it was a 98-yard one-cut run to the house with Ronald Jones. And I'm like, okay, it's 26-17. We still have a chance. If we score, we'll still be in the game. Right after that play, Teddy comes out and throws an interception on the next drive. This is what I'm talking about. We got shut out. I think the second half, I think we put up like 6 points total. They beat us 46 to, I think it was 23. Literally, we were 17-17 going into half. Coming out of half, now mind you, you can blame Matt Rule also because it seems like they figured out them really quickly, and Matt Rule did not do any adjustments because we got mollywopped in the second half. I'll give you that. But Teddy punting the ball off, not getting conversions, dinking and dunking the whole game, bad pass after bad pass. I seen there was like little quick outs to Curtis Samuel where Curtis Samuel had to drop onto the ground to catch the ball and couldn't get back up fast enough to get like more than a yard or two. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was interceptions by Teddy. I think Jason Pierre-Paul picked them off. Jason Pierre-Paul is a D-end. I don't care if they put him at linebacker. He's a D-end. He was a D-end for most of his career. And Teddy threw an interception. And, no shade to Jason, obviously. He's from, the crib from Deerfield Beach, Florida. I rock with Jason. But at the end of the day, Jason does, play with a club because of what happened to his hand. You let a guy with a club on his hand pick you off, Teddy. This is the problem. And then he gets knocked out of the game, which, don't worry, I think it could have been a penalty because it was towards his legs. You shouldn't get hit towards his legs, whatever. But at the end of the day, it didn't really much matter because we was getting beat to sleep. You know what I'm saying? We was getting mollywopped. We didn't know what was going on. And because of that, it just is what it is. Teddy is not the answer. And people will be like, oh, we didn't have Christian, and oh, the defense didn't do great. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But the defense, I can make an argument for it because it's rebuilding. The defense we knew was bad ever since last year. That's something to expect. The O-line was bad since last year. That's something to expect. They didn't really make that many additions. But I'm old enough to remember how people were like, oh, Teddy doesn't turn the ball over like Cam. And Teddy, he played great during the Saints and with the Vikings. And Teddy this and Teddy that. And now look, Teddy's 3-7. So it is what it is. I think the whole team deserves an F for this performance, but definitely a big S for Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I'm saying? His turnovers, him not being able to, dictate to the defense, he's just not what we need, personally. And the second thing I want to talk about. So, people are going to be like, oh, you're a Cam Newton stan and all this. Listen, no, I'm not. I'm just one to be honest, okay? And I'm one to call out bull crap when I hear it. Now, this is my thing, right? I remember when, and I'm old enough to remember this, during the off season, there was like, oh, you know, Cam Newton, you know, his money and all this, and oh, you know, Teddy gives us a chance to win and all that stuff. That was not true. The Panthers didn't want to keep Cam because, to be honest with you, I think he was a big figure in that organization in that time frame, and mind you, was also connected to Ron Rivera, so they kind of want to clean house, which I have an issue with, because if you're gonna clean house and keep Will Greer and have him be the the starter, whatever. But no, they clean house. They keep Marty Herney, who's horrible. So you could, I thought, okay, if you're gonna clean house, you could get rid of the coach, get rid of the GM, and keep the quarterback. They could got rid of the quarterback, the coach, and kept the GM, which is a horrible setup. So they do that. But then they bring Teddy Bridgewater in, right? And everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, look at Teddy's stats. Teddy's stats don't matter. Why? Because Teddy is a dink and dunk master. He has 3 really good receivers in Curtis Samuel, DJ Moore, and Robbie Anderson. Everybody knows it. He has arguably a top 5 receiving core right now. Teddy dinks and dunks. He does not throw the ball downfield. And mind you, all the receivers that he has, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, all run like 4-4, 4-3. Curtis Samuel ran 4-3. I know DJ Moore 4-4. I don't know exactly what Robbie Anderson ran, but he's probably running 4-3, 4-4. Okay, boom. We don't have no deep threat because Teddy doesn't throw the ball deep. Shannon Sharp even said Teddy does not throw the ball deep. And what they do is they start crowding the line because they know he's going to dink and dunk. But that's not even the point. Now, check this out, right? For those people who are like, oh, Cam Newton this, Cam Newton that, right? Teddy Bridgewater beat 3 teams this year. He beat, I think it was the 2-7 or 2-8 Chargers. He beat the, I think 3-6. No, I think it's 2-7. Chargers 2-7. Falcons 3-6. And he beat the 6-3 Cardinals currently, right? That's Teddy's resume of wins. Cam Newton beat, and Cam Newton has 4 wins, so he has more wins than Teddy. With less weapons, you know what I'm saying? All he got is Bill Belichick and a bunch of guys. Jacoby Myers, Rex Burkhead, Damian Harris. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, his O-line is good, but, I mean, he got running backs. He got Jacoby Myers, his best receiver, who was a quarterback at North Carolina, I think it was. His defense is up and down, so it is what it is, right? Cam Newton has 4 wins. He's beaten the 6-3 Raiders, the 6-3 Dolphins, and the 6-3 now Ravens, and the 0-9 Jets. So he beat, his level of competition was way harder, and he was 1 score away from beating the Seahawks, and they played the Chiefs. So Cam Newton's 4-5, Teddy Bridgewater's 3-7. Cam Newton is playing harder competition and has a better record than Teddy Bridgewater does, and Teddy Bridgewater has better weapons. So my question is this: for people who are like, oh, you know, those Cam. So how are y'all liking Teddy Bridgewater? Because me personally, I'm not a Teddy Bridgewater hater. I'm just stating facts. My thing is, I'm very, you know, straightforward guy. If you didn't want to win, I'm fine with that. Because I understand how the football and sports work. You know, there's gonna be times when you're bad, there's gonna be times when you're good. I'm a Lakers fan. I was sorry with the Lakers with D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Ingram and all these guys. I had no problem with it. Didn't bat an eyelash. Why? Because I understood that we was good, dominant for so long. Obviously, the tide's going to turn eventually. And that's what happened. I don't mind being sorry, but I don't like half measures. And I think Teddy Bridgewater is a half measure. If you're going to get rid of Cam to lose games and not be a good team, then don't get Teddy. You're wasting money. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. And if you're going to have Teddy to be able to mentor the next guy you want to draft, then don't win games, because now you're in a situation where the top quarterbacks coming out this year, you're not in that running, because you got the Jets that are like 0-9, you got the Jaguars I think is 1-8. You got all these horrible teams, and we're like, I think, bottom of the top 10 because of we got 3 wins. So I feel like, I don't know where the Panthers' direction is. I don't know what they got going on. They're making no sense to me personally. So for y'all who was hating on Cam and didn't want Cam to be our quarterback, he would have gave us an opportunity to actually win games, just being honest. And finally, the question that has to be asked: are the Carolina Panthers tanking? Because I think they are. Personally, I think they are. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. I know a lot of people. I just think they are. Because, one, now Teddy Bridgewater with an injury, they said he has no structural damage to his leg, but he has an MCL sprain. And they say he's day-to-day. I think he's going to miss the next game, maybe the next 2 games, to be honest with you. He probably come back after the bye week. We'll see what happens. Christian McCaffrey, oh, his shoulder. They say he's going to miss 1 game. Now they're saying, oh, he might be out multiple weeks, which I feel like is also being, you know what I'm saying, planned. So me personally, like, I feel like they're not in any urgency to win games. I feel like they see that they're not a good team, and they're going to try to get a quarterback. But I feel like, again, what's the point of getting Teddy if you could have just did the same thing with Will Grier? You probably would have won less games with Will Grier. I mean, you got to have a direction. You got to have an idea. I feel like, and I'm not trying to downplay CMC's injury or Teddy's injury, but it just seems like they're in no rush to hurry them back or just have them play in the game. Christian McCaffrey hurt his shoulder. It's possible, but did he hurt his shoulder bad enough where he got to be out multiple weeks? Okay, Teddy Bridgewater hurt his leg. Yeah, it was bad, and obviously he was losing by a lot, so why put him back in this game? But now they're saying he's day-to-day, and I'm suspecting that he doesn't play next week against the Lions. So if the Panthers are tanking, they just do what every other team does. Have a bad quarterback playing. Say that you guys are still trying to win games when you know you're not. Do that. But don't waste money on Teddy on a 3-year deal, especially if you could have had Cam for a 1-year deal, which is less than what you paid Teddy. It just doesn't make any sense. And I don't like to have measures. If you're going to do something, just do it. You know what I'm saying? The fan base is with you. And I think David Tipper, for somebody who say he doesn't like mediocrity, this team is pretty mediocre. Worse than mediocre. Actually, mediocre is like middle of the pack. They're not even middle of the pack. They're horrible. So are you okay with horrible play, David Tipper? Because you was killing Ron Rivera and Cam Newton and these guys because they was middle of the pack, even though their quarterback got injured. So for me, we'll see what happens. We'll see how things play out. But don't be surprised, guys, if they're tanking. That's just how I feel. Well, that's it for me, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share cool things like Facebook and Reddit and Instagram and Run.com and wherever else. And guys, make sure you check out my dog Ron Steve channel. Very funny, very talented. Definitely check his stuff out. I think you'll really like it. Let me know in the comment section. Do you think the Panthers are tanking? Yes, no, maybe so. Also, how you guys feel about Teddy? I want everybody's honest opinion. If you want to be like, oh, Teddy's great, say Teddy's great. If you want to say, oh, Teddy sucks, say Teddy sucks. I want to know everybody's opinion. And I also want to know how they feel about the game that we lost. Definitely let me know that in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for showing love, man. The podcast, I'm going to start being more consistent with my podcast. I think it's going to come out every Wednesday. I'm going to try to shoot a video every Wednesday on the podcast. Not the video, but the audio. The video, I don't know when the video is going to come out. But definitely be on the lookout for that, man. It's Lights, Camera, Action. Just on all stream platforms, Spotify, you know what I'm saying, Apple Music, all that stuff. And if you can't find it there, go on Anchor, Lights, Camera, Action. Y'all already know what it is. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for showing love, man. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.